First of all, I'd like to thank all you guys. I've finally hit 24,000 subscribers. I'm stoked about that, man. I'm still under the weather, but very cool. I appreciate all you guys. And I try to answer all the comments and the emails that I get. And I've gotten a lot more than I can handle, to be honest with you. But if I haven't replied to you, it's not that I'm ignoring you. It's just that there's only so many hours in a day and I can't get to everybody. But I do appreciate all of you guys. And as you know, if you watch my channel enough, you know, I tried my best. I don't know a lot of things, but the things that I do know and I believe that are true, I try to bring to you guys, hopefully that it helps some people, because I'm living the best life I've ever lived by far. It's hard to even, sometimes I have to pinch myself when I wake up, not literally, but I wake up and I walk out here, man, and I see where I'm at and what's going on, and don't really have any stress. I don't have anything hanging over my head, and it's just unbelievable. It's not the life that I'm accustomed to. It's not the life that I've lived for the first 50 years of my life. Lord willing, I'll live another 50 years like this, and I would be ecstatic. I wish everybody could experience what I'm experiencing right now. Hey there, Nika. Ika. Calling you the wrong doggy. Too many doggies running around here. Getting old, sign of old age. What are you doing, girl? But anyway, I think I'm supposed to say this. I'm not real sure, but I see everybody else saying I am not a financial advisor, so I'm saying that too. I don't really know what the reason is. Maybe some legalities. So everything that I talk about today is not, I'm not a professional. I just know what I know, but you can take it with a grain of salt. Utilize it, hopefully you guys get some value out of this. But what I want to talk about is how you guys, if you're well, you don't even have to be a small business owner. If you're a US citizen and you're earning any kind of passive income or any kind of business that you're doing as a sole proprietor, anything, if you're earning money on your own without some business paying you, well, even if you're a remote worker, if you're paid like a 1099, you know, a subcontractor, this would apply to you too. You can work from anywhere. If you're able to work from anywhere in the world, or if you have passive income, this video is going to apply to you, and hopefully this is some valuable information. I was just made aware of this probably about a year ago. Kind of helped me make the decision about doing YouTube as well. Basically, what it boils down to is you can, if you're a U.S. citizen, I don't think this applies to any other place. I don't know any other tax laws except for the United States. But if you are a U.S. citizen and you decide to live abroad and you earn income, you can be excluded for $126,500 per year as long as you don't step foot back in the United States for 330 days. So if you are out of the United States for 330 consecutive days out of any 1 year period from January 1st till December 31st, you are entitled for an, it's called the Foreign Earned Income Tax Exclusion. Foreign Earned Income Exclusion. That's what it is. Foreign Earned Income Exclusion. And that exclusion is for $126,500, and that's for the year of 2025, and it is adjusted for inflation every year from my understanding. So basically, if you're like me, I have a small business in the United States, which is connected to my YouTube channel. And I wish I was making more than $126,500 a year. And maybe one day it will, but for now, that's not the case. But the good part about it is if it's anywhere under that, I'm 100% tax-free for the United States. And as you guys may or may not know, the United States and Australia are the only two countries on earth that taxes their citizens no matter where they earn money in the world. And another benefit to living in the Philippines, or staying mostly in the Philippines, you don't have to pay taxes here unless you're here on unless you become a resident, unless you're here on an SRRV visa or a permanent, I forgot what it is, like a 13A visa. which is you know, permanent resident, like if you're married. If you're earning money here in the Philippines, then you would pay taxes, and even those taxes would be a write-off for the U.S. taxes. So you would still be excluded for that earned income exclusion, with an additional write-off of what you paid in the Philippines. Now, if you're a small business owner like I am, you'll still have to pay that 15.3 self-employment tax. It's for Social Security, things like that. There's pretty much no way out of that. You can reduce that cost, but you're not going to get out of it completely. And when I say reduce that cost, it's just as simple as the $126,500 is automatic, as long as you're, like I said, 330 days out of the country. And you can be in several countries. Like for me, I'll explain. Stick around to the end, and hopefully I can put this together in a way that it makes sense. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, I'm sorry if I get off track. I'm ADD as can be. I don't go off no script. I just shoot from the hip. But anyway, what I plan to do is I'm going to go by the Philippines rules. I earn money from YouTube. YouTube pays me each month. It's not substantial, but it's nice. It's nice. I could live off of it in the Philippines, not in the United States, but in the Philippines I can. And I'll have to pay 15.3% of what I show that I've earned. But the cool part about that is because my business, and this is a for instance, you can apply this to your business as well if you structure it right, no matter what business you're doing. Because this isn't my country, and because I am making vlogging about traveling, all of my expenses, 100% of my expenses are a write-off. So let's say, for instance, let's say I make $40,000 from YouTube in a year. Well, I bought a scooter, I have to travel around, that's a write-off. I pay rent, that's a write-off. I have to have somewhere to live so I can do my job. Even eating expenses to a certain extent, like a certain percentage, is a write-off. Your clothes is a write-off. Your camera equipment, all of these things can be a write-off. If I travel somewhere, like say I pay rent here, and I travel to another place inside of the Philippines and I do an excursion, but I make a video about that, that's a write-off, because it's an expense for me to do my job. And you can apply this to your job however you see fit, if you catch my drift. And it's not lying. All of this is perfectly legal. Like I said, I'm not no financial advisor, but I've researched it pretty thoroughly before I got here and after. None of the tax laws have changed. As a matter of fact, this is what I believe a lot of very, very wealthy people do just to avoid a lot of taxes. And, you know, and nowadays, the way that things are in the States especially, it's so expensive on the middle class, like the people that are making that kind of money. You know, that range of, shoot, to be honest with you, that range, I think it's between 28,000 and like 150-some thousand. We don't pay the majority of tax, to be honest with you. The biggest tax burden are on the super wealthy as far as the amount that they pay. But that's just because they have a whole lot more money. But for us that are in that tax bracket, or in between those tax brackets of 27 or 28,000 to about 150,000, we're the ones that wear the burden. We're the ones that really suffer from the amount of taxes that we pay. And anymore, it's you're not receiving a lot for that money. A lot of that money goes to people that aren't willing to work. I'm not going to get into the politics of things, but I'm sure a lot of you guys will catch my drift on that. But see, if this is your first time here, I told you I'd get off topic real quick. Let me get back on topic. This is just to let you guys know that you can reduce your tax burden in the United States. And the way that I'm going to do it, I'm going to take advantage of that. It's called the Foreign Earned Income Exclusion. And the only requirement is that there's several ways you can prove you're excluded. Of course, if you're a U.S. citizen, you got a passport, you had a stamp leaving the country. If it didn't get stamped back into the country, you got proof, so you're good. You can also show proof, like if you're a resident of the Philippines, for instance, or Thailand or Vietnam or Mexico, wherever it may be. If you become a resident there, obviously you have proof. But in that country you may reside in, or you choose to be a digital nomad in, there may be a tax for earning money in that country. The Philippines rules are pretty cool. It's actually very cool. for maximizing your own savings, I guess, and for retirement, because the only time you have to pay Philippines taxes is if you receive money, like say in my case, it would be like, say if I did some kind of affiliate marketing with a Philippines company and they paid me, I would owe taxes on whatever I earned from that Philippines company, which is fair, you know, that's fair enough. But if I don't do that and all of my money comes from YouTube AdSense or my personal business back in the United States, they don't tax that money at all unless you're living here as a permanent resident. And even then, it's very minimal. But what they consider a permanent resident is anyone who stays here more than 183 days. Now, I've been here for more than 183 days this go round, but I wasn't monetized on YouTube for the majority of that time. So my tax burden, I don't even think I qualify for paying taxes because it's got to reach a certain threshold before they even enforce it. And I don't think I know I haven't reached that threshold, which is unfortunate, but fortunate at the same time. But going forward, what I'm going to do is I'll have my YouTube channel structured up under my LLC that's based in the United States. I'll have a business account set up so there's no intermingling with my business account and my personal account, and I'll pay myself whatever's fair. I'll probably give myself around $2,000 a month as my personal expenses, and that is what I'll pay taxes on, because the rest of it, well, all of it together, whatever the total is I make from my business will be included to amount, as long as it's under that $126,500, which I hope one day it goes over that, but I doubt that's going to happen anytime soon, maybe never. I don't really care, because it's very nice having anything. I can't believe it, actually. Very nice. Anybody wanting to, any of you guys that's my age and you think you're too old to do YouTube, give it a shot, man. I mean, worst case scenario, you'll have a bunch of memories that you've got recorded and you can look back and say, man, I remember that. That was fun. That's what mine started out as, but I started making a couple bucks, a couple shillings rubbed together. And then I started thinking about taxes, and that's why I'm bringing you guys this information. Hopefully it helps in some kind of way. But basically, I plan to leave the Philippines before the threshold of 183 days is up. And as long as you're not here for 183 days or more, you don't have any tax burden unless you've earned money from some Filipino company. Since all of my money comes from AdSense or some other sources of income in the United States, I don't have to worry about that tax burden as long as I leave here before that 183rd day is up. And which isn't a problem for me, because I want to go visit, a lot of countries. I want to be based here, of course. I want to spend the majority of my time here, but probably only 3 months at a time I'll be here, and that'll be the majority. But I'll probably jump over to Vietnam for a month and go through Vietnam, see what I can see, and make some vlogs over there. Come back, chill out for a little bit, and do the same thing in Thailand, Malaysia, so on and so forth. So I'll never be here, hopefully, Lord willing, I'll never be anywhere for more than 180 days at a time. So that will reduce my tax burden, and not only will it reduce my tax burden, I can also reduce that 15.3% self-employment tax as well, because back to my example, if I made $40,000 from YouTube, all of those things that I can write off, like my motorcycle, flights, events that I do, if I vlog a restaurant, that's a business expense, whatever I had to spend on that. So all of those things are a tax write-off. So I can reduce that $40,000 down to possibly $20,000, and then I would only pay 15.3% on that $20,000 of taxable income. So it's not a bad deal, man. It's not a bad deal. And the other money that's sitting, if there is other money sitting in the business account, you can pay yourself dividends on that and pay zero taxes on the dividends that your business gives you. And then there's other ways. Like I said, I'm not no financial advisor, but I know a little bit about money. There's also ways to where you can invest lots of money into your retirement. Like if you're my age, 50 or younger, or it don't matter even if you're 60, you can invest into a retirement fund, which is 100% tax-free. And anything you put in there is like a write-off, like you lost that money. Even though it's for your personal gain in the future, eventually when you reach that retirement age and you're ready to take Social Security, you can pull out your Roth IRA or whatever you may have as a saving. And it's it's not taxable, at least not for now. That's subject to change, you never know. Things are getting real greedy in the West. So with the current rules today, that's my plan, and hopefully that helps some of you guys. I know a lot of people that are sending me emails, and I try to answer all of the emails that I get, and there's just not, it's awesome. It's awesome, the response and the positive things that I've got from you guys, whether it be in the comments or emails or whatever it may be. I really appreciate all of it. And if I don't get to your comment or I don't answer your email, I promise you I'm not ignoring you. It's just there's literally not enough time in the day. I love the attention, and like I said, 99% of everything's been super positive, and I want to read all of them. I'm still reading emails. Like, one of the ideas for this video was from an email that I received last month, and it's like the 9th of October right now. And I think this email was from like the 28th of last month. And I'm sorry for that, but that's how far behind I am on the emails. But I'm doing the best I can. And some people, you may be one of them, some people send me some books. And so, and when I do open one of the emails, I read the entire thing. But one email may take me, 10 minutes to get through, maybe 20. You can add that up, with 24 hours being in a day, makes it difficult. Anyway, I know most of you guys, especially my people, I know y'all understand, and I appreciate you. And hopefully you guys got something out of this video. But if you're a small business owner of any kind, or just, if you have any kind of passive income that you're currently, living in the States, and it maybe, if you're only making even $3,000 to $4,000 a month, you can live a better life, man. I know it seems hard, and it was difficult for me getting out of the normal rat race. And you think, I love my family. I miss my family. I still talk to them on FaceTime all the time. But the pros outweigh the cons, if you know what I mean. And if you're struggling in the West and you do have some kind of passive income, to me, I would suggest this to anyone. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but if I was speaking to my son and my son had a means to make even $1,500 of passive income or anything that he can do online, I would suggest, sell everything. Sell everything, pack up, come to the Philippines. No joke. If not the Philippines, Mexico, somewhere to where the cost of living isn't so high. And just by the elimination of that tax burden alone, man, the stress level goes down and the happiness level goes up. That's all I know. That's all I know, man. Hit me up in the comments below if you guys got any questions. Like I said, I'm not going to disclose any of my personal finance stuff ever, just for my own sake. And I know you guys would understand that. But a lot of crazy people in the world. But anyway, hopefully you guys got something out of this video. But for now, I'm out.